Again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday of our PHMLS learning. Tonight, pag-usapan natin yung topic about project selling versus general brokerage. So, alam natin pag sinabing project selling, it's like brand new, no? Yung mga from developer. And then, pag general brokerage, it's yung secondary market or resell. So, where brokers really make money and where they lost control. So, isa-isa natin pag-usapan to. So, uh, common question muna. Let's start, no? And allow me to ask few of you. Sino dito naka-experience na ng who here is more focused on project? So, please type 2. Sino yung mga naka-focus ng project? Please type 2. Okay. Angie, Liesel, everything. Okay, thank you. At least alam ko sino yung mga focus ng project, no? Okay? Please type 3 naman sino yung mga who are very active, who currently has an active or okay nang please type yung sino naka-close deal last 3 to 6 months in brokerage. Type 3. Yung nasa brokerage naman. Don't worry, walang BIR dito ngayon. So, Faye, paki-traffic lang yung mag-join ha. Na wala si Faye. Okay? So again, so let's start. So again, pag-usapan natin ngayon is all about project selling versus general brokerage, no? So most broker are not struggling because there's no opportunity. They struggle because they don't have a system to handle properly the project selling and general brokerage. So you can earn fast or you can earn big, but only few brokers know how to do both. Kasi mahirap ipagsabay. In reality, alam natin sa mga participants natin ngayon, if you're really into project selling, you're really into project selling. But if you're into brokerage, brokerage ka din. Minsan, may mga kasabihan na pag nasa project selling ka, then biglang hinaluan mo ng brokerage, para siyang virus. It will kill your uh, focus on project selling. Kumbaga, matempt ka to ma-divert yung energy and focus mo sa brokerage kasi may parang addictive, no, ang brokerage. So, nandun yung mabiglang malaking kitaan and everything, no? So, pag-usapan natin tonight yung what is your objectives? As a broker, bakit ka ba nag-broker? Ano yung needs mo pagdating sa income? If you have, if you're looking for a cash flow, saan ka papasok? Brokerage or project selling? May isa pa dyan, rental leasing, no? Or if you're looking for quick money, is it in project selling or brokerage? So we discussed that one by one. Tsaka yung iba pang mga factors na dapat nating malaman pagdating sa project selling and brokerage. So let's start with factors about soliciting our listing. So pagdating sa soliciting listing sa project selling or sa brokerage, what are the difference? Pag sinabi nating project selling, madali mag-solicit ng listing kasi magpa-accredit lang tayo sa mga developer. We do fill up the accreditation form, bigay natin yung active PRC license natin as a broker, and then mag-attend tayo ng PKS, product knowledge. But yung limitation lang natin sa project selling, we don't have control. Kumbaga, walang exclusivity sa atin. It's open to all brokers, to all salesperson, no? Okay? So, you very limited yung control and you follow what's being dictated by the developer guidelines, like follow the pricing, the promo, the guidelines. Limited yung flexibility. So, you're operating in a controlled system by the developer. So, sabi nga nito, key limits, you don't own the listing because you're just given an access to market the listing. Okay. Pagdating sa brokerage, iba. The source negotiates secured listing. So tayo broker, we're the one who solicit the listing from the source, from the seller, from the property owner. So nandoon yung getting the authority to sell, market, or negotiate. Owner's relationship matters a lot kasi minsan pag hindi kayo magkaibigan, it difference versus na magkaibigan, magkakilala, it's so easy to solicit a listing. At saka the pricing strategy, kailangan strategize pa kasi baka biglang masyadong mataas o masyadong mababa, no? So, which kailangan pa yung tulong ng mga minsan valuator or valuation. So here, the limitation lang ng brokerage is you don't have the listing, you don't have the business. If hindi ka marunong mag-solicit ng listing, wala kang negosyo sa brokerage. But hindi naman totally wala kang negosyo kasi you can always do co-brokering with other brokers na may sariling listing. Kaso nga lang, iba sa project selling. Kasi pag project selling, kahit wala kang listing, magpa-accredit ka lang, you can have access on their inventories and their market ng mga developer. And you can get, let's example, the full 5% of a broker. Pagdating sa brokerage, pag hindi ka marunong mag-solicit ng listing, wala kang ibebenta, wala kang inventaryo. Pero you can still do access the listing of other broker as a co-broker. But you cannot get the full 5%. You can get 50-50 sharing. So, pagdating sa control on soliciting listing, that matters a lot. Project selling versus brokerage. Project selling gives you access. That's the reality. But the general brokerage gives you the control. In what aspect? Let us say, pag developer, binigyan ka na access ng inventory niya para mag-market, let's say Avida, Rockwell, etc. You don't have control. It's been accessed by all broker. Pero in general brokerage, if you have a stronger control, if marunong ka mag-solicit ng what we call exclusive listing. Kasi pag nakuha mo yung exclusive listing, syempre, controlled mo. Kahit sino pang magbenta, lalo na marunong ka na may benta man ito ng mga kamag-anak, kaibigan, sino pang ibang broker, since you got the exclusive listing, you always get your share of the commission. You have the 100% control, dadaan sa'yo lahat yung mga inquiry. So let's go to next factor, due diligence or risk management. Okay? Pagdating sa dalawa, project selling tsaka brokerage. Project selling, common assumption, the developer already did everything sa due diligence. Professional broker approach, we only verify with the developer kung may license to sell or yung project permits, yung title, ownership, and the credibility ng developer. Yung risk dito is tayo masyadong hindi natin tinitingnan if proven trusted worthy ba yung developer, refutable, baka maraming project na hindi natapos, no? So pagdating dito sa project selling, pumasok kasi dito yung government agency na DSUD, formerly it's LURB. So pag walang license to sell, delikado. Pag may license to sell, at least na due diligence na yan ng DSUD. Kasi hindi yan basta-basta binibigyan ng license to sell na walang capacity to develop yung developer. Kasi pati budget, financial arm ng developer, tinitignan nila. Pati na yung ownership ng property. So, it's easy to say na tayo broker, pagdating sa due diligence, pag project selling, masyadong madali. So kung mahina tayo sa due diligence, nandyan yung project selling para sa atin, sagot natin. So we can do business in project selling. Ngayon, what is naman sa general brokerage? It is your full responsibility. Full responsibility kasi tayo lahat, atin lahat, yung pag due diligence ng property. As a listing broker, we do due diligence. If it's legally feasible to market the property. I always remind lahat ng mga co-listing broker natin na before we share the property in our MLS, in our co-broker, or bago man natin i-advertise, we need to make sure the property is legally feasible to market. Is it clean? Kaya nga sabi natin minsan mahirap banggitin sa mga kaibigan nating broker na broker A, malinis, a clean title ba ito? Sinabing clean. But when I ask, can I have kahit a Xerox or scan copy ng latest certified true copy ng title, ng tax deck, court clearance, ng tax clearance? Sabihin na yan, certified true copy ng title, tax deck, and court clearance. Walang maibigay. But sinabi niyang malinis, clean. Sinong nag-conforme na malinis, clean? If you, listing broker, or pati yung mga nakikinig natin dito ng mga enterprising agents, no? Kailangan natin as a listing party, kailangan natin to make sure na legally feasible yung market natin. Let's not assume malinis pag hindi tayo kumuha ng latest certified true copy ng title tax and tax deck kasi the only way we know pag malinis walang annotation doon. Hindi yung word of mouth lang ng may-ari ng lupa. Kasi naka at stake or risk yung license natin diyan as a broker. Pangalawa, how will you know na walang court cases because malinis yung title tax deck? Baka may kaso pero hindi inannotate. It's happened to me in my previous talk. I already mentioned you na it happens to us na may kaso, ongoing case, pero walang annotation nakalagay sa RD, sa title, tsaka sa tax deck, no, sa assessor. But may pagdating sa court clearance, may ongoing kaso. So kasi minsan yung plaintiff hindi nagpa-annotate. Ganun din yon. Then, very important also in the ganito na we need to make sure yung transaction it's battable or non-battable. Sinabi lang na non-battable because individual ang seller o non-battable because this is an investment asset. Pero the only way you know na it's battable or non-battable is secure the TIN number of the seller and have it validated in the BIR para sigurado. So marami, kaya nga sabi natin, pagdating sa due diligence, so pag tamad tayo or hindi tayo marunong and ayaw natin magpaturo, let's better go into project selling na lang para benta-benta na lang tayo and let the developer handle the due diligence at saka DSUD, no? Ano na lang tayo, partner na lang tayo doon sa mga proven tested developer. Ngayon, pero if we really want mga malakihang transaction naman or kahit na spot cash kasi karamihan sa project is deferred payment kasi pre-selling, no? So if you really want na quick money, brokerage pa rin. So that's why we always do Tuesday Zoom kasi we're helping our fellow brokers to enhance our skill based on our experience in due diligence. Tulong-tulong natin kasi how can we collaborate kung one party is hindi marunong, it delay also our transaction. So in project selling, you validate the developer. In brokerage, you validate everything. Okay? That's usapang due diligence. Income approach, ito very important, no? So advanced view tayo. So kung si broker A naghahanap kayo ng cash flow kasi wala kang trabaho, an unit, an immediate monthly income, brokerage is not the right solution right away. Kailangan mo project selling. Why? Because maraming developer ngayon nagbigay ng commission buwan-buwan, pro rata monthly. So you sold pro rata monthly in 3 years. So buwan-buwan, meron kang receivable. Next month, may benta ka ulit. Let us say, kahit maliit lang yung monthly mo, 5,000 lang natanggap mo for the next 3 years. Next month, benta ka ulit the same developer. So, mag-double, 15,000 na monthly. Next month, benta ka ulit, pangatlong benta mo, another 5,000 for next 3 years. So, maging 15,000 na monthly next month. So, for the next 6 months, kahit nagbenta ka isa bawat buwan, so on the 7th month onward, times 5, times 6, that's 30,000 monthly na matanggap mo for the next 3 years. So, di ba, may regular cash flow ka. But if you're looking for malakihan biglang lump sum commission, so pwede din yun sa project selling pero magbenta ka ng spot cash. Kaso mahirap magbenta ng spot cash pag pre-selling. Kagandahan lang ngayon, with the crisis, maraming RFO, ready for occupancy, which is, offer us, pwede natin ibenta like a brokerage, spot cash, tsaka full commission kay agad, no? So, pagdating sa project selling, diskarte lang. If you focus on the ready for occupancy or RFO unit, pwede din kayo magbenta just like, approach it like a brokerage. Benta-benta by, wag offer yung terms. Kasi pag nag-offer ka ng terms, easy payment terms, hindi maibigay spot cash yung commission. You can also do spot down payment. The least most flexible is offer spot down payment para full commission tayo kaagad. 2080 usually developer, 20 DP full com. May mga luxury market tayo, 1090 spot 10% full com kaagad. Okay? Pero ang kagandahan talaga ng brokerage pag na-close deal, kasi yung mga naghahanap na buyer, brokerage, usually they have ready money and they are not here to buy terms. They're usually here to buy spot cash. Okay, so let's discuss here. Project selling income model, fixed commission. 3 to 5, that's normal. Luxury to standard 5 pa luxury market, it's around 3 to 4. Volume driven. Strategy, scale through digital marketing, team selling, lead generation panel. If you want to sell more, no? Sell more kasi you can also build team by project selling and gets override. Pagdating naman sa general brokerage, the commission are negotiable. Merong mga malakihan dyan by hundreds of millions, 3% na lang bigayan. Meron naman dyan ng mga Roland, minsan as high as 10% nga bigayan sa Bohol. I deal a lot of brokers, 10% doon ang mga commission. Tsaka mura pa. Yung iba nga ayaw nga 10% lang, they're not happy 10%. The Roland is sold at 100 to 150. Nag-OP pa sila, meaning OP overpriced pa sila. Imagine 150. Sabihin natin 200, nag-OP sila 250 ng 50 peso. So 250. 250 over 200, that is 25% overpriced. Ang dami dyan, minsan 50% overpriced pa. So here in brokerage, high value listing gives you more exclusive authority, gives you more control. Direct to owner relationship gives you also more control. So kagandahan lang here in brokerage, if you're focused on the sabihin natin na lupa maliliit in subdivision or smaller house like economic house, socialized house na resale market, madaling ibenta, spot cash, hindi na deeper. So if you want quicker money also in brokerage, you can focus with a 5 to 10 million bracket para we call that economic to middle, no? Yung mga resell sa projects, yung dating project selling na pinapa-resell ng mga buyer. So, may madaling ibenta yan and then mabilis ang commission. Pero if you want bigger more, sanayin sarili mo na mag-focus also in a commercial property or in an industrial property or a big ticket Roland, focusing on the needs of the developer. So if you're not expert yet in handling all those big ticket transaction in general brokerage, you partner with some brokers in your town, in Makati, in NCR, in South Luzon, North Luzon, Mindanao, Visayas. Pretty sure you know some of your colleague network broker na into industrial. So network with that guy, have coffee, and kumbaga network yourself with your idols. If you want to be developed into expert in commercial industrial, so go look for 3 to 5 people also doing commercial and industrial. So volunteer yourself, always follow them, be an apprentice or student by them or collaborate with them in a lot of transaction. In what way you can help them? In return, you're learning their knowledge and you can help market their listing. So yung listing nila, ima-market mo online or hanapan mo ng buyer. But let them do the closing kasi listing nila and nandun ka, you're observing. So in return, you are leveraging this broker's experience in soliciting big ticket property, commercial, industrial, and big raw lands. So you leverage from their network, from their expertise, and from their experience. Now, pangalawa, you leverage also with them in their art of closing those big ticket transaction. Kasi listing nila, pretty sure they will help you 100% in closing the deals. So your job now is you can just focus on soliciting buyer. If you don't know those buyers, network a lot in saan? Saan mo makikita yung buyers? Network if you are into commerce, commercial building, industrial, network with the Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, Lions, JCs, ibang mga non-political organization, yung mga kung where saan yung mga buyers, no? Or you leverage with social media, with Meta, Facebook, and go paid ads boosting, targeting the location, the interest, the demographic, the professions, and everything. That's another talk, no? So with that leverage, collaborate with other co-broker. So you can do close deal. Like I myself, I'm happy serving our national. I volunteer for last 5 years in our national organization, PAREB. But what's in it for me? It's more pro bono. Whoever serve the national or any organization, it's all pro bono, gastos natin. But in return, you build network. In that number of years, kahit gumastos ako, but we have several big transactions already in MLS together with our NCR brokers, together with some Luzon brokers, together with some Mindanao brokers, and Visayas broker. So networking, collaboration, MLS with fellow brokers in brokerage. So again, pagdating sa income approach, let's go back first on your needs. If marami tayong broker na lawyer broker, accountant broker, negosyante, businessman, entrepreneur, broker. May negosyo sila, primary income, pero broker din sila. So, are they into project selling or are they into brokerage? Once your monthly cash flow needed is supply, secured, there's a security, then you can just focus into brokerage so that it will not eat too much of your time also. Pero if you really need a monthly recurrent cash flow, please focus on project selling and stabilize your cash flow bago ka mag-ship into brokerage. So maybe you divide your time into 70-30 or 60-40, project selling more than the brokerage. How about the rental leasing? Well, rental leasing is madali, but again, madali, but it's not that madali naman, honestly. Kasi it's, sabihin natin, it's not passive income. It's still an active income. You bring tenant, you close deal, they give you one-time finder's fee. Next month, you need to bring another. Wala. Wala na. Pag wala kang naipasok, wala na. So, if you want next 2 years, next 3 years na may cash flow ka, project selling can help, no? Project selling can help. Okay? Benta ka ngayon, as I mentioned earlier, benta ka ngayon, may 5,000 ka monthly for the next 3 years. So, kasi usually promotion ngayon is deferred, no? Either pro rata monthly or pro rata quarterly or pro rata by every 6 months. But in average, monthly and quarterly na. So, in reality, project selling, the income is predictable. So, you can have a predictable receivable income for the next 2 years, for the next 3 years. Lalo na yung mga 5 years to pay na projects, yung mga condo, high-rise. So, next 5 years, meron kang receivable. As long as generous continually nagbabayad yung buyer mo. So, trabaho natin, just do reminders, follow up with our buyers. So, quarterly, we submit to them the receipt, update statement of their account, and update. We keep on close monitoring to the developers and to the buyer para to continue remind also the buyer of their payables and responsibility commitment to the developer. But the limitation lang pagdating sa project is yung upside, yung palakihan, no? But sa ngayon, if you sanay ka na rin mag-market ng luxury market, yung mga 20-30 million above or iba nga dyan, nakabenta pa ng banyan tree sa MOA ng 500 to 600 million, one condominium unit, 3BR or penthouse, no? So, nasa iba-ibang diskarte lang yan. Brokerage, kagandahan is you can always leverage high income with your co-broker kung hindi ka pa sanay. If especially you're a new broker. So partner with some brokers na magaling na sa industrial or some brokers magaling sa commercial as I mentioned earlier. Ang point lang dito, hindi siya madaling maluto at saka yung income flow inconsistent. Kaya, again, if you want consistent income for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, build your project selling. Once you're happy with your cash flow, then you can also build your brokerage. So just divide your commitment, your time. So project selling is active income. General brokerage become leverage. Income when systematized. Okay, let's this way. Sabihin na lang natin, another approach. Di ba you are familiar with the Robert Kiyosaki cash flow? Robert Kiyosaki cash flow quadrant. So maraming broker natin na nasa E, employee pa rin, or nasa S, self-employed, like may sariling negosyo. They always work, sell property, lahat tayo. So we need to work to make money. Like employee, we need to work to earn salary. As a negosyante, a doctor, lawyer, broker, we need to go out, meet client to make money. Pero if we don't go out, walang kita, walang closing. So what's important here, we work, we trade our time, we trade our effort to make money. But the moment we make money, let money work for you. So, how can you let your money work for you? Nasa E ka, nasa S ka, kumita ka ngayon ng 500,000 commission. So, let that money work for you. You can put that in your I column. Start with a smaller investment or food cart business or traditional business or any other business that letting your money work for you. How about the B? You can also start your own business, semi-franchising business, etc. No? To start with all the system running na para hindi kakain masyado sa time mo. Or you build your own real estate business by building up your own realty office to semi-active passive, meaning semi-active kasi you're managing your team of agents. Semi-passive kasi you're earning from the sales of your agents. So, we have a nice talk for that. Ibang topic lang yan next week. So, documentation and post-sale responsibility naman tayo. Pagdating sa documentation, in project selling, typically handled by developers. So, walang problema. So, documentation, role of our broker is only the guidance of clients, pagbenta, pag naibenta, na-close na deal, and done. No? Just done. Once they signed the reservation and contract to sell, submitted the requirements and the post-dated check, done. Monitoring na lang tayo. So as I said, quarterly, you collect the receipt to give it to your buyer. That gives you also reason to meet your buyer and to ask for referral, no? So keep on contact with your buyer for referral. Okay? Pero pagdating naman sa brokerage, iba naman. Kasi sa brokerage, galing trabaho natin sa documentation from the start. Upon soliciting the listing, nagtrabaho na tayo. Initial round of due diligence. Making sure yung binamarket nating property is legally feasible. Okay, let's not do shortcut. Mahilig tayo sa shortcut. We wanted malaking kita but we don't want to work. So, as a broker, let's turuan natin yung mga ahente natin. Let them work also. Hindi naman masyadong magastos yung certified true copy ng title, ng tax deck, tax clearance, court clearance. Itong apat, very important for you. Ulitin ko, for us to know na walang annotation yung property. For us to know na walang liability sa RPT, for us to know na walang court cases, and BIR for us to know if our sales is straightforward capital gain lang, other taxes, walang VAT or non-VAT. Non-VAT or vatable, we need to make sure from the start. Okay? Kasi maraming case na the VAT biglang lumabas, nagpasahan ng bola sinong nagbayad kasi sinabi ni seller non-VAT. Ngayon, nagkasundo, biglang lumabas, it's vatable. Of course, ayaw magbayad ni buyer. So, gulo. It can always kill the deal, no? So, iwas. From the start, always due diligence. So, trabaho, pag brokerage, extra work on documentation talaga. Hanggang sa malipat yung title, tsaka malipat yung tax deck and the name of the buyer. And many more. Iba pa dyan kasi baka agree pa yan, so dami pang puntahan, no? So, there are a lot of common struggles ng mga broker, common problem. Pag broker pinag-usapan natin, no listing pipeline. No structured system. No tracking of leads and deals. Over-reliance on social media. These are common problems. I don't have listing in Cebu. I'm Manila-based. Kami naman sa Cebu, we don't have listing in Manila or Metro Manila because we're very comfortable in Cebu. In Cebu nga alone, we don't have enough time to accredit in more than, I think, how many projects we have now? Hundreds of plus projects, ongoing project, no? So if we attend so many of these PKS, baka wala na kaming time magbenta. No structured system to get the listing in real time, 24/7. Ano ba yung listing ni King Property? Ano ba yung ibang project? Sabihin na lang natin, who among us here can memorize the listing of SMDC? Lahat ng 30 plus ongoing project nila nationwide. I talked with Ayala Land Estate, they have more than 50 plus ongoing project, active project nationwide. Kahit isang linggo natin, di natin ma-memorize yan. But if you have a proper system, you can access all this listing anytime, anywhere, 24/7, and send it directly to your buyer or send it directly to your agents. So it gives your agents also more kumbaga, more tools to close deal kasi nasa system ng realty nyo yung pag-access ng mga projects listing, brokerage, or rental and leasing. So the tracking of leads, which is the CRM. Do you have the CRM system? So maraming problem yan. Kaya nga pati si Meta ngayon nagbigay na ng free CRM per page, no? So overall these things, ang problema talaga natin, it's not on the project, it's not on the brokerage. Kasi kahit wala kang solicited listing on the brokerage, kahit wala kang accredited developer, but if you have the system, what we call MLS, madali mong ma-access yan. So again, the problem is not about project selling or brokerage. Bakit walang kita si broker A, si broker B? The real problem is in the lack, kulang ng sistema, the way the solo broker work, the way the independent broker work, the way the broker network work, the way the realty firm owner work. Kasi it's not easy to open alone a realty. Nag-open ka ng realty ngayon, meron kang 20 agents. Tawagan ka ngayon ni Agent 1, Sir Sam, ano ba yung project natin sa Mactan, yung condominium worth 3 to 6? Memorize mo ba yon? So, mamaya hapon, tawagan ka ng isang ahente mo, Sir Sam, may naghanap ako ng house and lot we sell. Ito yung budget nila in Mandaue area. Can you give it right away? So, tendency, you as a broker, you become the operator, the call center agents of your realty firm. Naubos oras mo. Sige, Agent 1 ha, balikan kita, hanapin ko muna, tawag ka ng mga developer, etc. But how about creating your system na one question, sabihin mo, okay, you visit our website and you go there and then nandun lang. You type this keyword and nandun makita mo. SMDC, you type SMDC keyword, lalabas na yung 30 plus ongoing project album nila. And you can browse there, nandun na yung information. By the way, resell industrial lot in Mandawi. Okay, hanapin mo doon, search Mandawi warehouse, nandun na. So you send it to your client and then balikan mo lang ako kung anong nagustuhan ng kliyente mo. So the point here is you create a system. A solo broker ka, there is a limitation of what we can memorize, what the clouds you can put it in your cloud, in your Google Drive. But if you have your own website, social media is not a website. So if we have your own website, you can upload everything you can access. Or you subscribe with other website ng Lamudi, Prophet, etc. No? Iba pa. But the point is may mga iba-ibang strength and weaknesses. May advantage, disadvantage yung ibang website. Kasi the moment you share to them your link from Lamudi and Prophet and Carousel and My Property, the buyer will do shopping also with the other listing broker. So the answer here is also allow me to introduce our very own PHMLS system, which is we become your back office. We provide subscription base of 1,000 per month that gives already fellow brokers, fellow realty firm owner to have your system for your personal use, project selling, brokerage, rental leasing, and others. Okay, so if you're interested, this one can give you centralized listing system, broker-to-broker collaboration nationwide. So the moment you subscribe, the existing inventory ng other broker papasok sa website mo. Kaya that alone, kahit wala ka pang personal listing, you can start marketing the hundreds, the thousands of ongoing listing in our system that is owned by fellow licensed broker. And the sharing standard 50-50. Nandoon na rin yung mga listing ng mga developer, which is if you are accredited, you can have the full 100% by commission. So it's all structured, plug and play. Okay, so if you want to know more about this program, it's not the time for me to talk, but you can have just contact us or PM us that you're interested. My stop here pay, please type our pre-registration. You can pre-registered and navigate the system for 1 month for free. And my staff will also do you one-on-one over online orientation, walkthrough, kumbaga, preview, walkthrough, how our system works. No commitment, okay? We provide you the website for free for 1 month, no commitment. If you want to continue, just start subscribing the 1,000 per month. If you're a realty firm owner, iba naman yun. Pag-usapan natin also next Tuesday, that's our topic, okay? So, allow me to end my talk. Professional brokers don't rely on one deal. They build system where deals continuously flow. Kasi sinabi natin dito, ipili ka, you're an employee type or self-employed type, earning active income. You always trade your time, effort, and money. No work, no pay. No walk, go out, closing the deal, no pay. Or you want to create a passive income, build your real estate business. With your income, let your money work for you. Build your real estate business, your real estate asset. Buy house, buy apartment, or rent house, rent apartment, and sublease, no? Or let your money work for you through living on interest or investment or in other traditional business. So if you want to know more about that, there is an activity ongoing this coming Thursday. This is May 7, Thursday, 1 to 5 p.m. But of course, our talk will not start naman 1 p.m. No, registration pa yan, everything. So this is in Cebu, face-to-face. Sponsored by one of our developer, the place, subsidized. Kaya mura lang to, 300. This is a fundraising of our Pareb Sereb, the Real Estate Brokers Career Pathway. allow me to expound more, no? Okay, ikaw broker. Ano bang pinagkaiba if you practice as independent broker or broker na magtayo ng sariling opisina? So sabihin na lang natin, in this event, it will answer number one question. I'm a new broker. Should I go corporate broker? Or, again ha, should I go to corporate broker or independent broker? Corporate broker. What's my career growth? Should I go to corporate broker admin? Or should I go to corporate broker sales and marketing? Malaman natin dito kung ano yung career growth, ano yung potential scaling up, potential income on the corporate broker. Let's go back to the independent broker. Should I go into solo broker? Or should I go into broker setting up my realty office? If I go to solo broker, should I go into project selling, general brokerage, rental leasing, or property management, and others? Anong pinagkaiba? As a solo broker, how can I scale up? As a solo broker to into solo network o solo network broker. Ano yan, Sam? I will explain that here. Now, let's go to realty broker na pumunta into realty office. Nag-realty office ka. Ano ba yung direction mo as business entity? Single proprietorship, partnership, corporation. Anong pinagkaiba sa tatlo if I set up my realty office? Number one, different taxation purposes. Iba-iba. Pagdating sa value-added tax, pagdating sa withholding tax, and others. No? So, now you have a realty office. Ano yung small operational office, medium size, and big size? How will you compute your sales? Sabihin ko, you have an OPEX ngayon of 60,000 per month. Sabihin, I will ask Mr. A, magkano ba ang benta mo to break even your 60,000 per month? Or 60,000 times 10, 600 times 12, 720,000 OPEX per year. Magkano ba benta mo this year to have to break even? Para pag alam mo yung break even, lampas dyan, profit mo. Karamihan hindi nag-compute ng numero. Tsaka mindset 5 pa rin. Hindi nila alam nag-reality sila, their override paliit. Di ba? Okay. So yan ang mga pag-uusapan natin with some actual case. If you're interested, 300 is just very, very value for, kumbaga, nothing, no? For us. So, good na lang may nag-sponsor. Kaya na lower yung cost of this seminar. So if you're interested, this is face-to-face. So I'm inviting new broker and I'm inviting non-new broker to attend as a refresher or new guidance. Kasi when I joined 18 years ago, walang nagturo. Kasi karamihan ng mga broker, sorry to say ha, greedy. Ayaw magturo. Gusto nila maranasan ko din yung mga experience nila na ups and down, failure. Hinabol ng BIR, etc. etc. Umalis yung mga ahente. Kasama pala dito, discuss natin the recruitment and the retention of agents and many, many more, no? So, again, that's when Thursday, 1 to 5, malapit lang yan sa Ayala. So, I'm inviting mga broker here in Cebu to join and please share it to other brokers. Now, next Tuesday, pinili ko to para may parang continuity of our topic, no? From broker to realty firm owner. Alam natin karamihan dito solo broker pa, they don't want to set up. So magandang topic ito because they can give you preview, no, insight what gonna happen kung magtayo ako ng realty office. So how to build, systemize, scale your realty business as a solo broker to a company-owned brokerage firm, no? Stop doing everything yourself. Start building a real estate business that grow with or without you. Okay? Office setup, business entity, system. So this talk is just a kind of 10 to 15% of my talk on Thursday. So mga 10 to 15% of my talk on Thursday, I will share it this coming Tuesday. It's free, 30 minutes. So hopefully you can find time to join and invite. This is open to all brokers and existing broker na may realty office na para maiwasan to avoid mangyari yung ibang mga na-experience nabing hinabol ng BIR, maraming nag-retention kasi pinirate yung ahente sa ibang fellow kasamahang broker or pinirate ang ahente sa developer itself ang nag-pirate. Iba-iba pa. Grabing stress. Now, this one naman on the end of the month, we have another paid seminars. This topic is all about, isipin mo na lang, for the next 10 years, how would you like to own 3 to 5 more properties? Again, for the next 10 to 15 years, how would you like to build your own rental properties? Rental properties. From 1 property to 5 property, 1 property to 3 property. It depends on your aggressiveness and discipline. Okay, so I'm gonna use on this topic the BRRRR method. BRRRR stands for you buy property, you renovate, you rent it out, and then refinance by the bank, and then repeat the process. Buy another property, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Buy another property, renovate. Okay, easy to say, but there's a hidden more strategy. How will you know which property to buy? How will you compute the cost of the renovation and etc.? And the rentals. Should you buy first before buy, or should I study first the rental market before I buy? So ituturo natin yan on via webinar on May 26, Tuesday. That's the last Tuesday of the month. Early bird, we start offering early bird for 99. Okay, the regular is 999.